we have a box.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at and unboxing the Toho Movie Monster Series Dream 5 box. This thing did leave a gaping hole in my wallet, so I would appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe.
But with that being said, let's get into it. Here we have all the things that come in this box, which are
King Ghidorah, Mecha Godzilla, anguris, kamacuras.
Let's start off over here with King Ghidorah. He is huge. He's very big. You guys can't tell here, but he is a hefty figure. Size comparison: Monster Arts Godzilla, Bandai Movie Monster Series Gemstone Godzilla, Yuji Sakai Godzilla -1. Let's just rip this right open. And there he is. There's his heads. There you have it. There's King Ghidorah. You can see the beautiful, it's gotten pretty nice paint. Texturing is awesome. The heads are a little misaligned, but that's no big deal. Leg articulation. That's pretty much it for King Ghidorah. Here he is. Here's Anguris. I do love the paint job on Anguris. You can just, you can't tell in person, but the way it feels in your hands is awesome. The matte finish on most of the paint is really cool. We have articulation right here, and articulation in both of the legs. It's a movie monster series, so you can't really expect to get him into crazy cool poses, but this guy will definitely look very good on the shelf. I am noticing a small paint chip, but that might have been just from shipping problems or wrestling it around. I don't blame that on the figure. That's probably my fault. We're getting into the more exciting figures. Let's pop out Mecha Godzilla here. And here he is, all out of the packaging. Wow, just look at that. Look at the rivets. In terms of articulation, we have, surprisingly, just the arms. I expected a lot more. I was expecting legs. I was expecting maybe even a head rotation. If you guys know the Bandai Creations Mecha Godzilla, he was very impressive with the articulation. He had tail movement, he had leg movement, he had arm movement, and his head spun. I was kind of expecting that from this figure, but I think what makes up for it is just the beautiful paint job. The contrasting colors look so nice. The sculpt for this figure is top notch. I have to say it's got to be the best in the whole set in terms of just straight up raw sculpt and paint application. If that opened somehow, Bandai, that would have been incredible. But of course, you couldn't fit that into your price margins.
Alright, next up we have Gabara.
Here he is. Look at those eyes. How could you say no to him? The mouth painting is great. There's his hair for some reason. You got his bumpy body. Arm articulation. One thing that I have to say is I am a little disappointed with the articulation again. And I've seen you do it. You can make the legs move. For a $160 price tag, you can make the legs move on the sculpts. It shouldn't be that difficult. Along his chest here, paint seems a little sloppily applied. Like it was just thrown on there. Other than that though, good figure. Needed a gabara for the collection. Great addition. Moving on. We have kamacuras. Now, I am expecting a lot from the articulation. I've been avoiding reviews of this box just so the articulation wouldn't be spoiled for myself. So let's just crack in and let's see how it looks. Wow, I am thoroughly impressed. They did not disappoint. From the paint job on the wings, the subtle things. Bandai likes to cut corners. I would have expected them to do the whole wings this whole color, but they decided to actually put the work in for once. Just look at that beautifully sculpted face. The gold paint just really stands out. So the articulation, little disappointing. Like for Megaguirus, for example, that figure, that had articulating everything, all of the little limbs articulated. I really wanted this for this figure. For those to be able to move, that would have been huge, but they just didn't do it. One thing that I am super, super impressed with, this thing is big. Next to Anguris, huge. I expected it to be so much smaller, but it is big, and I like it. Like, this is a phenomenal figure. And just, this entirely almost justifies the price of the whole box. I enjoy that figure thoroughly.
At the end of the day, is it worth it? No, $200 is ridiculous. But if you're a big fan of the Showa era and you want figures of some of your favorite kaiju, then I could see a world where something like this is reasonable. Like Gabara, for example. This box is one of the only ways to get a Gabara in your collection. So my final verdict is, don't buy it unless you're a completionist for the Showa era or you're just balling like that. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I do have a stop motion coming out pretty soon. Stay tuned for that, and like and subscribe if you enjoy, do all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.